Welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's been a very long time since I've done a video, but I really feel like what I'm about to talk about needs to be talked about. This is causing a glare. I probably look crazy, but that it goes along with this video. I don't want to come off as polished or giving off something that's not real. I want this to be 100% authentic, raw. I don't want you to think that I'm getting on a camera to cry. If it happens, it happens. But I wanted to do this video while I was going through the motions of postpartum depression to make it as real and relatable as possible. I've been seeing this come up quite a bit on social media, especially involving the lady who tried to take her and her other children's life in a car on the highway or something like that. So, and it actually hit me pretty hard today that I am going through postpartum depression, and I just wanted to, make this video while I'm going through it. So, just a little background information. I just had a baby 5 days ago, by the time you might see this, less than a week. Had him via C-section. Never had a C-section before. I've never had surgery in my life, period, ever. And I think I've had postpartum with my daughter as well, but this is another level. So with a C-section, if you haven't had one, the recovery is very, very different versus a vaginal delivery. And I think for me, I thought, oh, I'm sure it's somewhat the same. I'll be up walking just fine in no time, being able to do stuff. My first child, I had him vaginally. I was up moving around like the day after I had him, like no problem. My daughter, I had her vaginally, once again, no problem, I was fine. This time it's hitting me different because I have to take pain medication like around the clock. I have to be careful about the way I twist and turn. I can't get up too fast. I have to walk really slow. I can't bend over. I can't get comfortable the way I want to. I can't pick up my other kids. I can't it's just a lot that I can't do that I want to. People tend to think that that postpartum isn't real, or that we make it up in our heads, or we just want attention, or whatever the case may be. But it is very real, and it's frustrating because we can't do anything about it. I can't make my body heal faster than what it's doing right now. I don't know how to explain it, and you will never know how it feels until you actually go through it. I didn't make this video to sit here and cry, but more so to bring awareness to postpartum depression. to show you what it looks like or what it doesn't look like. That's why I just wanted to get on here, not worry about my hair, not worry about, you know, backgrounds or whatever. I think what people need to understand is when going through postpartum depression, your emotions are everywhere. It's because, like, you just had a baby, and to be quite honest with you, if it wasn't, like, for my son, I wouldn't feel motivated to get out of the bed. I wouldn't feel motivated to pump, or I wouldn't feel motivated to, you know, try to keep taking care of myself. Because when you have to move at a slower pace, you're just kind of like, what's the point? Like, if it's just gonna hurt when I get up, well, I should just lay here. And, you know, seeing my husband and my other kids and not really being able to interact the way I want to, or do stuff around the house the way I want to, because I want to feel like I'm not just here, just taking up space. Now, before, with my daughter, I had postpartum depression, but it was more so because of a disconnect. When I had my daughter, I saw her for maybe 2 seconds, and she was in the hospital for 3 months. So with her, I didn't want to get attached. At the same time, I felt guilty for not getting attached, I guess you could say, for not being there. And that led to thoughts of suicide. My mind became a very dark place that I was scared of, and I didn't know how to handle it. But this time, it's just a battle with feeling important. A battle with, in myself, telling myself I should be recovering faster, I should be doing more. You know, you see all these females and celebrities on social media who have babies, and then like 2 days after, their stomach's flat, their hair is done, their makeup is done, everything is just polished, and it makes you feel worse because you feel like you should be able to do the same thing, and when you realize you can't, it's frustrating. Even sitting here right now is painful, but I really feel the need to make this video, and I hope that it comes off the way that I'm trying to put it out there. I'm not seeking attention, I'm just trying to shed light on something that I've wanted to shed light on for a long time. And I've always felt like it was best to do it when you're actually going through it. For me, I've dealt with depression in general for what feels like forever. So it's just really just hitting me hard. And I thought I was okay. You know, in the hospital, you know, you have people, you have nurses and stuff like that. But this go round, I was in the hospital by myself because of all this COVID stuff and my husband having to be with our other kids. And it hit me at night because, you know, I have to still manage to get my son out of the bassinet beside my hospital bed. It's still really hard to walk. I can't do much. Having to call nurses in to help me. I felt like I don't know the word I'm looking for. Like I was not saying I wasn't doing enough, but I felt helpless in a way. I felt like in their minds, they were probably like, oh, she should be fine. This is her third kid. But I didn't have any other choice but to call on somebody. And me personally, I take a lot of pride in being independent. And that's with everything. Finances, whether it's, you know, something my kids need. Even though I have a husband and he provides. But if I'm able to do something without having to ask anybody, that's how I prefer it to be done. So even at home, I try not to ask my husband for help with our son in general, because it's the one thing I can do. I can't tend to my other kids who are about to be 4 and 2, who weigh a lot, who have all this energy and they want to play, and I can't do any of that right now. And I guess it never really hits you until it becomes your reality and you're like, okay. I have never, ever tried to make it seem like C-sections weren't the equivalent to vaginal deliveries. I am now learning that they are a lot rougher and tougher on your body, especially recovery-wise. And even the way that the C-section happened, I didn't have time to prepare myself mentally. It happened so fast because it was an emergency C-section. If you are going through postpartum depression, I do encourage you to find someone to talk to. It doesn't have to necessarily be a doctor. It can be a friend. But I think the thing with that is, it's sometimes hard finding somebody that can relate and that's not just going to try to, sweep it under the rug and say, oh, no, you're fine. It's probably nothing. I know sometimes there is medication. With my daughter, I was on antidepressants and sleeping medicine, if you feel like that might be a thing. But postpartum depression isn't something that should go left untreated. It's very much real. It very much does affect one's mental state and peace of mind. And if writing helps you, for me, what I've been doing most to cope, even though some people might see it as spoiling, I hold my son a whole lot. Because it makes me, you know, it motivates me as to why I'm having to go through this, and just so that he can be here healthy. It doesn't make me resent him in any way. It doesn't make me love him any less. If it wasn't for him, I probably would really have gone off the deep end by now. So I hold him to remind myself that I am needed, that I am important. I do plan on making more videos about how to cope with this specifically. Different types of postpartum depression. I more so wanted to come on here in hopes that someone would see this and realize that maybe they should get help, or to realize that they're not going through this alone. Because I honestly had no clue that postpartum depression was even a thing until it actually happened to me. So, if you have enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, comment. If you need someone to talk to, I will gladly, you know, put my social media handles in the description. And I have no problem, you know, talking to people about this as well. If you feel like you can relate to what I'm going through. I do hope to start this YouTube channel back up more seriously, hopefully, knock on wood. But yeah, thank you so much for watching if you have made it to the end, and I will see you next video.